Hi, my name is Jesus, and welcome to News for Woke People. On today's Buffy, Matrix, Scooby-Doo-ass episode of Earth, what is going on TikTok?
Is anyone else's TikTok suggestions looking like this? I'm so confused. This is so weird and scary.
Bro, what the fuck is going on with the TikTok search right now? I just went to look up some recipes, and I look at the search bar, and there's all kinds of crazy shit in there. What the hell is all this? There's nothing we can do about the Baby Keem is a functioning member. What is this? You know you can be prosecuted for what? Do you really think you can escape? Patrick, did you, or use your bodies to protect? What is going on? Should I be concerned? Is this just the search bar, people trolling from typing the same things? Like a copy pasta or whatever, a comment section copy, whatever it is? Or is it trying to tell me something?
Guys, what the fuck is happening on TikTok? So guys, if you go right now on your search and you guys look at the prompt that says you may like, you're gonna see a bunch of weird messages like this one right here. It just goes on. This is so creepy right now. I don't know what's happening on TikTok right now.
Oh, hell. What the heck is this, y'all? Y'all check y'all's TikTok search bars.
I went to TikTok 100% sure that this was going to be fake and that my search page would be normal. But nope, look at this. Do you see what was popping up? These are my screenshots. So the first thing I thought was maybe it was messages from aliens or something like that, speaking through the top searches on TikTok. Then I was thinking maybe that the AI that run TikTok, the AI algorithms are communicating. Or maybe it's straight up the government putting out weird subliminal messages to the kids that are tuning in on TikTok. I don't know, but this is weird. And we knew things were about to start getting weird, but how weird are they going to get? What do you think about this?
Yo, that's very weird. Shout out to Jesus, the living son. It's a great catch right here. What's going on TikTok? I haven't been on there in a while, so I would think it's something with the algorithm as well. But to see multiple people, including himself, show that, the search bar is weird. Could it be a psyop? Something like Leave the World Behind? Or is it a copy and paste kind of thing? It looked like everybody was getting the same thing. If this has happened to you, let me know in the comments down below.
Stanno rubando il furgone, guarda. 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 Hanno rubato il furgone. Guarda. Cristo santo. Hanno fatto scoppiare in diretta. Guardali.
Pay attention to how this lady shuts this airplane door. Now, do you see how heavy duty that is? How it has to vacuum seal so that everyone's safe? Now watch how this astronaut shuts this extremely advanced space hatch. Yeah, while he's in outer space, he's using that to protect him from the radiation, the extreme temperature differences. Okay, whatever, dude. Have you noticed how the boots don't even match the footprints on the moon? And how sometimes the astronauts actually forget to put their shoes on the right way? So if they're so smart, and only the strongest, smartest human beings on Earth can go to space, then how can't they put their shoes on the right way? And how is the sun's light hitting the moon from two completely different angles in this photo? The Red Hot Chili Peppers might have been right in that song, Californication, talking about how, Hollywood may have taken part in the moon landing. I mean, seriously, does it really look like they're doing anything important up there? They're just like banging metal around and they're like, oh, look at me, I'm in space. They're in a bathtub in Austin, Texas. But of course, this video was for entertainment purposes only.
Absolutely, well said. Can't even put the right shoe on the right foot. Shout out to Holistic Health Nut 33. And what's up with the shadow being in two different places? Like, shout outs to the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Satanás, ¿eres tú? Si eres tú, manifiéstate y mueve a Güero más.
Guacha, ¿cómo lo jalan para atrás?
Te reto a que...
They are giving us the wrong dates. We used to have 13 months in a year, 28 days in a month, and 1 day of rest, resurrection. This was even mentioned in the Bible. We have 13 lunar cycles, in each cycle being 28 days. The ocean's tides are 28 days. Women's periods are also 28 days. And then we have 13 zodiac signs, not the exoteric 12. Many ancient cultures used this 13-month calendar system. For example, the Native Americans used a turtle as their timekeeper. See, in every turtle show you'll see 13 sections in the middle for each of the months, and then 28 sections for each of the lunar days along the rim. See, the New Year's really starts in spring, keeping us fools on April 1st as they disconnect us through our natural cycles.
Our calendar is not quite right. We're supposed to have 13 months of 28 days. With 1 day, the day of resurrection, Easter, as a neutral day. That's our 365 days. We've actually got 13 constellations, not 12. This same calendar is very close to the Mayan calendar, but it's also very close to several ancient Sanskrit calendars. What does sept mean? 7. I thought that was the 9th month. What does oct mean? What does nov mean? What does dec mean? It's supposed to be the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th month. Jan is 11. Feb is 12. March is 13. April is our first month. Babies are born in the spring, the 1st of April, Easter. This is the start of our new year. This is the start of spring when the flowers start coming up, the grass starts coming up, the trees start leafing out, the babies are born. That's the first day. Our neutral day, day 1. The day we rest and celebrate the resurrection, the new beginning, the beginning of Christ. April is month 1. And then we lost a month in there. Where is it?
Where is it and what's the name of it? Shout out to Electric Beam. Shout out to David Straight explaining that. 13 zodiac signs. That in itself explains a lot.
I think our country is in such a critical period right now. And the Super Bowl is an event, to me, even greater than a sporting event. It's a cultural event. And I think it's important that at the halftime that someone be allowed to express themselves the way they did. I'd never heard of Bad Bunny, but I've watched clips. And the concept of saying God bless America in terms of all the countries, all the flags of the Americas was a brilliant, wonderful way to bring us together. And I think it was amazing and very positive and unexpected.
So it looks like the best MAGA could do is a Kid Rock lip-synced performance. And I love that for them. Oh, also, they had to pay people to go to their All-American halftime show. There was a job ad posted on Craigslist that says, actors wanted in February in Florida. The role? Fill seats in a small venue during a lively music show. They should be getting a pay cut, because that was anything but lively. The script? Cheer and clap throughout the show, just as you would during a real concert. The compensation? $200 plus a Kid Rock concert shirt. You know who didn't have to pay people to cheer and fill out their halftime show concert? Bad Bunny. You know who also didn't have to lip sync their concert? Bad Bunny. Just remember the next time a man says, well, I've never heard a Bad Bunny song. It means that that man has never been around hot women. Isn't it weird that a political movement that hates black people, Latino people, gay people, trans people, and women can't find better musical acts? Turning Point USA and MAGA are in the long run gonna hold a big fat L. Because together, we are America.
He's 100% right. Together, we are America. I do agree. If you don't know who Bad Bunny is, you're definitely not around hot women. Shout out to Wiz Cole Cowboy 1. I mean, Kid Rock had less viewers than the Puppy Bowl. Let that sink in.
Why don't more Americans know that Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens? Because the United States has spent more than a century making sure that people don't have to think about it. Puerto Ricans have been American citizens since 1917. That's not up for debate. It's literally over 100 years ago. And yet people are still asking, do they need a visa? Are they immigrants? Why can't they just move here? Cry to your mama. That kind of ignorance doesn't survive by accident. The U.S. took Puerto Rico in 1898 after the Spanish-American War. Not because Puerto Ricans asked, not because it was mutual, not because anyone voted. The U.S. was expanding empire. And almost immediately, the government ran into a problem that it just didn't want to answer honestly. How do you control a place without fully including the people that live there? So instead of clarity, the U.S. chose ambiguity. Puerto Rico became an unincorporated territory. That phrase sounds technical, but it's not. It means Puerto Rico belongs to the United States, but is not fully a part of it. Citizenship without sovereignty, belonging without equality, obligations without power. Then in 1917, Congress grants U.S. citizenship to Puerto Ricans. And the timing matters, because the U.S. was preparing to enter World War I. Citizenship meant Puerto Rican men could be drafted, and that timing was not incidental. But that same citizenship did not include voting for president, voting members of Congress, full political power, or constitutional incorporation. So what people absorbed, even if nobody said it out loud, was that this citizenship was different. Conditional, limited, easy to forget. Then the education system did what it always does. American history classes are clear about states and immigration. They are terrible at explaining territories. Puerto Rico becomes a footnote, a vacation spot, a place that feels foreign even though it isn't. So confusion fills the gap. Media reinforces it. Puerto Ricans are framed as coming to America instead of moving within it. Disasters are covered like they happened elsewhere. Not to U.S. citizens, Spanish, brown skin, an island, and people automatically default to foreign, even when the passport says otherwise. And let's be honest about the uncomfortable part, right? If Puerto Rico were majority white, English-speaking, and culturally familiar to the mainland, this wouldn't confuse anyone. This isn't about geography. It's about race, language, and empire. Confusion is useful. If people don't understand Puerto Rico's status, they're less likely to question why Puerto Ricans can't vote for president, why the island has limited political power, why aid gets delayed, why decisions are imposed without proper representation. Ambiguity keeps accountability low. So when people ask why Americans don't know that Puerto Ricans are citizens, the answer is simple. Because the U.S. never wanted people to sit with what it means to control a place without fully including its people. Because clarity would force responsibility. And this country has always preferred confusion over reckoning. Puerto Ricans aren't a loophole. They're not an exception. They're not basically American. They are American citizens, living with the consequences of a system that wants the benefits of empire without the burden of equality. And once you see that, the ignorance stops looking accidental and it starts looking intentional. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and watch Bad Bunny. I've been practicing. Mucha novia, mucha novia, mucha novia. I'm practicing.
Now, one thing I can say about this Bad Bunny performance is how it opened up the cultural insight regarding citizenship and historical facts. Shout outs to Ashley the Baroness, helping to explain this in this wonderful post.
Can we get a photo? Let's get a photo right here, gentlemen. Beautiful. Awesome. Awesome.
Bad Bunny is a disruptive consciousness. As many of us watched a spectacular halftime show last night, I was observing how powerful of a disruptive life Bad Bunny truly is. Because Bad Bunny is not just reflecting back to us culture. He is a symbol of the old world as we know it collapsing. If you notice, he was pointing to something much deeper. America is more than a government. It's a collective identity made of many cultures, people, and histories. He was reflecting unity, not division. But what's most amazing is that he's not just representing culture. He represents individuality. He represents unity. He represents authentic expression. He represents freedom. Freedom from genital obsession, labels, inherited rules, men dress like this, women behave like that. This is exactly why you see him dressing with skirts and stuff like that. Because he reflects the freedom of being a sovereign individual while maintaining unity with the people. He reflects something that many were never taught was allowed, that you can exist outside the box that you inherited, while also being a part of the culture that you were born into. Those who are angry that he performed are revealing something too. They're reflecting something back to us and to themselves. They are the ones holding division. They are not standing for humanity. They've become puppets of governmental systems. They're full of fear, full of judgment, full of hate. Because when someone like Bad Bunny shows up, he becomes a threat to those heavily programmed by old societal rules and government brainwashing, and they have forgotten about humanity. But remember Bad Bunny's words: love is more powerful than hate. Listen, observe, and apply it in your own life.
Couldn't have said it better. Shout outs to God Is My Skin. I definitely peeped that too. He's definitely a threat to the algorithm. I mean, this ain't the 60s no more, you know? He's definitely a disruptive consciousness.
I want to talk specifically about the political references in this halftime show that really got me. So starting off, we're in the sugarcane fields of Puerto Rico, just diving right into the historical context of colonialism in the Caribbean, the history of slavery in the Caribbean, the exploitation of our land and our natural resources for the economic gain of the empire. Now we're in New York City, Nueva York. And then Benito just waltzes up to go take a shot with who? Toñita. Who's Toñita? This is a real Puerto Rican woman who lives in Brooklyn and owns something called the Caribbean Social Club, which is one of the last standing Puerto Rican establishments in Williamsburg, which has been a hugely gentrified neighborhood of New York City, which was always traditionally Puerto Rican. She herself has almost been kicked out many times, but refuses to sell. She's an icon of fighting gentrification in Nueva York. The part of the show that hit us Boricuas the hardest, Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin from Puerto Rico just sang a Bad Bunny song saying, "I don't want to happen to us what happened to Hawaii." A blatant call for independence and sovereignty and decolonization of Puerto Rico. And then we go straight into this. Actually simulated the problems with our power grid in Puerto Rico, which is a direct consequence of us being a colony, and the privatization of our power grid by the USA. Then Bad Bunny emerges from the fields carrying the Puerto Rican flag, but not just any Puerto Rican flag. This is the light blue Puerto Rican flag, which is the original colors. And this is the flag that they banned. And that we were only allowed to get our flag back when they changed it from light blue to that navy royal blue to match the blue in the American flag. But by waving this flag, this is our original flag, again referencing our own sovereignty.
A my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
And ending it with Seguimos aquí, which means we're still here. Even though you're trying to colonize us and gentrify us out of our own island, Seguimos aquí.
Seguimos aquí. That's pretty dope right there. Shout out to MissAngelina.com, helping us gain insight on the political symbolism with this masterful performance. Shout out to Puerto Rico.
Es Ricky Martin, mami. Ricky Martin, sí. Ricky Martin.
¿Puedo tirar una foto con usted?
Claro que sí. Acá primero, Benita, por favor.
Eso es.
Bello. Gracias.
Bella. Hermoso.
Bello, bello. just woke up from so many DMs from people being pissed off about the Bad Bunny halftime show, saying that it wasn't American because they couldn't understand what he was saying. And yes, I'm aware of the All-American halftime show at Turning Point USA. All-American is not white people in cowboy hats praising Jesus. Let's talk about what All-American actually means. America is Puerto Ricans. America is Spanish, English, Spanglish, and all the languages you never learned in school. America is black people in the Bronx, Cubans from Miami, Mexicans in California, Dominicans in Washington Heights, and the indigenous people who were here long before any of us. America is different religions, different cultures, different rhythms, different stories, sometimes all living on the same block. And Puerto Ricans are Americans, period. They serve in the military, they vote, they contribute to culture, food, music, language, everything people love about America, whether they admit it or not. So when you're saying something isn't American because it doesn't look or sound like you, what you're really saying is that you're very uncomfortable with the way that America actually is.
Facts. Growing up in Brooklyn, sitting in class, I remember we would have days in elementary school where you brought food from your culture. And you would get to learn about what your friends' family eats, and there'd be so much food. That's New York. It's a melting pot. But that's my version of America. It includes everybody. So shout out to that documentary girl.
A lot of our leaders could take a note from Bad Bunny's halftime performance. Yeah. Together we are America, he said. The only thing more powerful than hate is love, he said. God bless America, he said. Bad Bunny actually showed us what America is. America is taking the brilliance, the beauty of so many other countries, coming together in one country, so many different languages, so many different heritages, so many different cultures, coming together in one place to all be celebrated. He had the Puerto Rican flag. He had the American flag. He had several different flags from the different Latin American countries and different North American countries. Bad Bunny actually showed us that if you're willing to step outside of yourself and open up your mind for even the sliver of a second, you too can learn, you can be entertained, you can have a little understanding, you can have a little empathy, and you can have fun while doing it. I think so many leaders could actually take a note from Bad Bunny's halftime performance, because while it was entertaining, he was also teaching us some messages.
That's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the deep dive. Enjoyed this video? Please consider to give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Shout outs to all the reactors. Thanks again. Until next time.